Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Comic Realm with Tiffany. Of course, I'm your host, Tiffany, and today I have a special guest, Mariah.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty excited to talk some Thrones.
I know. We watched Game of Thrones, we texted each other, and we have a lot to say about the first episode.
Had a big decompressing at the end of it.
Right? All right, so stay tuned as we continue on with the Thrones. So first on the list, Sansa and Daenerys first meet. What'd you think?
I mean, obviously, a whole lot of shade, just tons and tons of shade. But what I was noticing, because I obviously binge watched everything the week before as well, that first episode was so much like season one. Like there was just so many parallels. So like in season one, Cersei called Sansa pretty, and then it's like Daenerys also said Sansa was pretty. So I'm like, is she gonna be a bitch like Cersei too? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Is that what it's like kind of foreshadowing? That whole little parallel? I don't know. Lots to come.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for her to trust anyone outside of the North for her.
I mean, all of them. Did you see like all the looks on their faces? They were all like just sour face.
Right.
Like did not appreciate anything.
Well, the North is like they're pretty much the super working class.
Just really want to just stay in their own little bubble, like screw anything shiny. They just want to stay like weird and cold and
poor.
Just poor.
Right? It's like they're bringing you a whole army to like save you guys, and none of y'all are appreciative.
Who knows if they even believe half of like all this White Walker stuff? Like the way that they're acting with this whole like Jon and all this stuff, it's like, do you honestly understand what's really at stake? Like there's an army of zombies coming your way, and you're pissed about, I don't know, some weird title. Like Jon said it best. He's like, you guys don't understand. Like this literally means nothing.
Right? It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm your king. I don't want to be.
He's like, what fucking crown? I don't care. They're zombies. Do you understand? These fucking zombies are coming to kill all of us. You're going to be a zombie. Everyone's going to be a fucking zombie. And you're worried about like me bending the knee.
Yeah.
Like, please stop.
Well, because everything came, I believe, like, everything for them was like a whirlwind because he left as a king and came back as a lord.
Yeah, but
so,
it's like
Lady Mormont is like, what the fuck?
Honestly,
John?
Lady Mormont should have just been queen of everything, queen of Westeros. Shit would have gotten done. Everything would just be hella prosperous under her, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way.
Right.
But
you never know.
She
could be the survivor. And
Lyanna Mormont. Lyanna Mormont for the Seven Kingdoms, for sure.
Right?
She's my favorite. But yeah, if you know that, if you're getting like a tongue lashing from her, you know you semi-fucked up, but also I don't think she quite gets like what's really at hand either.
Yeah.
Like,
well, everything from them, from what they hear from the White Walkers, they think it's just a myth, a urban legend, because no one has seen them for like decades. And my stupid dog wants barking. Maybe I should close that shade.
Yeah, close the shade. There, now I can't see us.
Right. Can't see.
But no, the Northerners are all still super high on their win from the Boltons, I think. And they're just kind of like, yeah, we have this new king. We're about to prosper. We're about to go back to the way things were. And then now things aren't the way they were. And we all know how much they hate change and how change has really just been like so damaging to them, which
Yeah.
is why you would understand like they just want things to go back to the old way
But nothing's the old way anymore. So now you have pretty much, since everyone has died, the fathers, the kings, and the queen, now they have these like pretty much children are like
these little
pretty much
lords
pushed in to help like conquer their own people, but it's like they're still also getting feedback from their people that are helping them. No, you should do this, you should do that.
These are basically babies who are sent to run this entire group of people, and the only one who's really mastered it is obviously Lyanna Mormont, because she's been doing it for so long. But like Alice and Karstark and the little Lord Umber, like who are they? Who are they?
They just came out of nowhere. It's like, where have you been?
It's like, oh, my parents died because they fucked up and made the wrong decision. But yeah,
I'm 8 years old. I'm here to rule.
Yeah, it's messy. Like, obviously, it's weird times, but whatever.
Yeah. And then Sansa even throwing more shade about Dany's dragons. What do they eat? Because she had everything prepared, and then these dragons came, so she's all like,
bitch, they'll eat you if you don't shut the fuck up. You better put
Right.
some respect on it.
Seriously.
You better act like you're afraid of my dragons, bitch. Like,
She should be.
She should be, right? All those little peasants were right. They should have been running. It's a dragon.
Yeah, it's a dragon. But hey, they're the ones that are going to help, even though one was taken away, but still.
Be glad that it's on your side and not trying to eat you, or that you're not its enemy. Because obviously we've seen what happens to Daenerys' enemies.
Right? Burned to a crisp.
Burnt.
But next on the scene, we had Sansa and the Tyrion reunion. And that was pretty short. I expected more on that scene.
Yeah, I mean,
She was petty on him too, but he was the only one that treated her so right while everyone else raped her.
Yeah, for real. No, and it was like weird. Like, I feel like Tyrion's kind of losing his cool, because like he was very much like, oh, Cersei's coming. Like, I think something happened in season 7 to where he really thought that Cersei was gonna, like, he must, in that private convo, something happened to where he was like, yeah, no, she's totally coming. Like, she has something to live for. I don't know if she told him he was having a baby or what was going on. Well, she kind of
like, she's like, you're pregnant. And she's all like, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if she made it seem like, oh yeah, like, I'm a mother, you know how I feel about my kids. Like, I'm definitely going to try and help, even though, like, she's a bitch and does not care. Right. She obviously knows she's not meant to be a mother because all her kids are dead, so.
Right, but the witch only said that 3 of her children are going to die, and this is, like, the 4th one.
Let's see if it even comes out, first of all.
True. It's nothing yet. It's just a little
at this
whatever.
point, it's a bean inside of her, and, like, let's see if anything even comes to fruition with that.
Right.
But, no, I think Tyrion's honestly, like, he's kind of, like, losing his shit. He's not as, like, even Sansa was like, I used to think you were so smart. He even announced to all of Winterfell that the Lannisters were coming, and I was like, what are you even doing? Like,
well, he was pretty much saving Jon's ass, and then also making Dany look good. Like, hey, everyone's coming to help. It's like, it's not just them.
I mean, but they're Northerners. They don't want that help. They'll want it when they're all dying, but to announce it and just to, like, actually believe that Cersei was really going to help.
Cersei was never going to help.
No,
whatsoever.
That's why I'm like, Tyrion, what were you, like, you know your sister better than that. Yeah. You know her. You know she's a bitch. Like,
that's why Sansa's all like, you're stupid for even believing that bullshit.
And, like, luckily, Sansa's, like, she's grown, like, tremendously. Like, first season, obviously, she was a little idiot. And now she's very much, like...
Yeah, she's grown, but I feel like she's still gonna do, like, stupid shit and mistakes.
Oh, well, yeah. But she's very no bullshit when it comes to people. She's very no bullshit. She's like, we all know this is fake. Like, Dany's weird. Jon should have just kept being king. But obviously she doesn't know. She just doesn't know. But when she learns, she learns. Yeah. And she knows that Cersei's a bitch and no one should trust her. And that's what she knows. And she still can't believe.
She lived with her, so that's why she knows.
And she still can't believe that Tyrion would actually believe her. So she's like, yeah, that's dumb. Like, if I may be dumb, but that's the one thing that I know is that Cersei sucks. Like, no.
Cersei not going to do anything but for herself.
She's hoping that the White Walkers just kind of melt as they head south or something. I don't know.
Which is not really going to happen. They're going to bring the winter to her.
Bitch, winter is here. It's all going to get cold. Like, right? No.
She don't care. She's just, like, rather have, like, the people in the city be killed while she does her green flame. But she didn't get her her elephants, so.
No elephants.
No elephants.
The audacity.
But what's that really going to help? If it were to come with the dragons and the elephants are not going to really do much. I think
she just wanted to look cool, honestly.
They have big animals. I have big animals. Now
that Golden Company just seems like a bunch of sellswords. Like they're just going to go where the money is and fight for whoever has the money, and that's it. They don't love her. They probably don't respect her, especially like with Euron at her side. That fucking tool. Like, they're just interested in the money. Like, once they probably see, like, a huge army of zombies coming at them, they'll probably dip. They'll probably dip.
Bad bitch.
Be like, no amount of money is worth this fuckery right here. Like, no.
Right.
Back to Bravos. Like, they don't have this shit in Bravos. White Walkers can't swim.
Right.
It's fine.
That they know of. That they know of.
Imagine some weird ice ship or something. Who knows?
An ice ship. Hey, we made a ship. We're coming for you.
Anything is possible in Game of Thrones, obviously.
I mean, they could steal ships along the way, so. So, Jon and the Bran reunion, that was very awkward.
Short-lived. Technically, it's
You're
not Bran anymore. I'm just glad he didn't do... Oh, God. All last season, he's like, I'm the three-eyed raven now. And I'm like, can you just shut up? Like,
right. Now he's like, shut up. He's like, I'm barely a man.
I don't know. It was just like a weird line to me. Like, I'm the three-eyed raven. Like, you know that no one knows what that means. Why do you insist on saying it?
Right. And then they just look at you crazy and they don't believe what you're doing.
And then you don't even explain.
No.
So I'm like, semi-glad it didn't go into like this whole weird thing. And I'm glad that, like, Bran kind of snapped them out of their shade. And he was just like, we do not have time for this.
Fuck all this greeting shit. We need to get down to business. They are coming. The
He's
wall
like,
is down.
You're fucking fake. You're fucking fake. But they have one of your dragons. So we need to, like, actually put the
work
bullshit
together
to the side.
and try to survive this shit.
Exactly. So I guess it was necessary. It was just like, of course, Bran's just going to be like this weird little entity throughout the entire season. You could already tell.
Yeah.
Just with his weird blank stares.
And he gets around so quickly. I mean, they must have built a lot of ramps in that castle.
Winterfell is handicap accessible. It is ready.
Right? And they're already in the future with wheelchairs. Shoot.
You see that little wheelchair? He is outfitted.
Right?
Yes.
Pimped out and everything. And this was the moment I've been waiting for a long time, but it was the Arya and Jon reunion.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for that, too. I was kind of like, why didn't she go out to him in the parade? And, like, she wasn't even there to meet him when they were meeting, like, Daenerys. Like, wouldn't she want to meet Daenerys, too? But, yeah. I don't know.
But she kind of, like, separates herself from everyone, and she wants to be, like, within the crowd.
That's true.
Because that's how she works now. I mean, she crept up behind Jon, and he didn't even hear her. It's like, how the hell did you...
I mean, she has tiny feet. It's not that much of like...
It's true.
As much as she's grown, she's still tiny. But that was a cute little reunion. It needed to happen.
Yeah.
It was very much like...
checking out each other's swords and whatnot.
Yeah, and basically Arya just saying, listen, I'm not going to, like, bash my sister just because that's what sisters do. Like, we're all family. We need to remember what we're actually here for.
And remember who family you're here are.
Yeah, little does she know. But still, like, they all grew up together. They all need to recognize that they're all fighting the same thing.
Until they find out who he really is.
Then, we'll see if they ever do.
Right. I don't think they're going to share that until after way later into the war, probably.
I think John's going to not want any of this information to come out.
Because he doesn't want to be the king.
He doesn't want to be a king.
He doesn't want to deal with that bullshit. He's like, plus he's horrible at talking to his people.
I mean,
he tries to tell them, but it's like...
because John's just filled with truth. And these people just can't fucking handle the truth. And that's all it is.
Right. They want lies. They're like, oh no.
Even back when he was like commander of the Black Watch. He was like, of the Night's Watch. He was like, oh, like, we need to help these wildlings. No, they'll help us. Like, no one just wants to listen to him because he's just like swimming in a sea of truth and they're all just drowning in wrong. Just, I don't know, mass public. Just
right. He did say in the last season, saying like, look what all the like the lies happened to like our family. That didn't work. So it's like, why should I start off this whole relationship with the kings and queens with lies when it didn't work before? Why would it work now? Even though he could have got away with that lie with Cersei if he like kept her on his side, because she says like, well, you're a Stark, and he's like, then he came back, I'm a Targaryen, so I don't have to like keep that promise.
Who knows?
So there's so many things that happened. It's just like, I've been rewatching all the seasons.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's so many little things.
And there's so many different ass theories, too. It's like, what's really the truth? I just saw one earlier that was like, Daenerys is going to be a Night Queen. I'm like, where did that come from?
Right? And there's like a theory that Bran is possibly the
Night King. Yeah, that's another weird one, too.
Because he's just stuck in a time hop, so that's really him. So who knows?
Well, then he needs to cut it out because he's stressing his brothers and sisters out. He just needs to fucking
He's been
chill.
stressing out his brothers and sisters out since day one.
Chill.
Okay, next would be the next reunion was Arya and the Hound. I seriously thought there was going to be some kind of throwdown when they saw each other.
No, because I think he really did care for her, but both of them are just so like hard-headed. That's why their dynamic was so great that they...
Well, he did do some like fucked up shit along the way for him taking her over through the country.
Yeah, but never to her. It was always for like, as fucked up as most of the stuff was, like killing that little dad and the girl. He didn't kill them, but he robbed them. But like, it was mainly just to keep her safe in its own little fucked up way.
Yeah.
So that's why they never could really be like cool or friends. They just have to have like this weird dynamic against each other, and it works. But you can tell like they're both happy. The other one's alive, kind of. He was on her list, and she didn't kill him. So like, obviously,
I don't know if he's still on her list anymore.
I don't think. I think once they had their whole little adventure, that he
saw him get his ass kicked by
Brienne of Tarth. Yes. I mean, she assumed he was dead. She could have killed him herself if she was really about her list. But I think he came off of it like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously he was saying stuff to antagonize her to kill him. She still didn't do it. I don't think,
She thought maybe he'll die a slow death and she can move on.
Yeah. He's not her, like, part of her problem anymore, I feel. And that whole little, like, him calling her a bitch, that was really him saying, like, I'm glad you're alive, babe.
Okay. And I see that you were a cold-hearted bitch to even survive that.
Yeah. Like, how else does someone like her, she's 5'1", 20 pounds, and she survived, like, all the craziness of Westeros, where rape is hella everywhere.
Right.
And she's still okay.
And then she defeated, like, pretty much a kingdom by herself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She took out the phrase. An entire family. Good for her.
So there you go. And she didn't need an army.
No, she did not.
They need to have her talk. What should we do, Arya? These White Walkers are coming. What would you do?
Her and Lyanna just get together. Just run shit.
Shoot. They should work together. Mm-hmm. Start their own kingdom. And then Gendry and Arya.
That was cute.
That was cute. A lot of flirtation there.
I mean,
vibes. Huge vibes.
I smiled the same way she did when I saw his ass on that horse. I was like, okay, hey, Gendry. Hello. You've grown. You're not the little bastard in Flea Bottom anymore.
All right. And she's like, and you're a lady. So don't call me that, but you are.
I mean, there's always going to be that weird little thing with her being, like, born noble, I guess, and him just being, like, this blacksmith from Flea Bottom. He's always going to think of her as, like, a little bit highborn, but... Yeah. You know she's totally different from her family. Like, she, even, let's say none of this bad shit happened, she totally would go off and marry a blacksmith rather than, like,
probably
some lord's son.
Yeah, because she couldn't deal with, like, the rules or keep up being a lady.
She didn't want to go off and be married and have some guy's babies and heirs to thrones and little lords and stuff. That totally wasn't her. So, yeah, she totally would go and marry a sword forger and make weapons and
right.
sword fight and stuff.
I'm pretty excited for that weapon that she requested from him. The dragon stone. It looks like a staff.
I think it's with her dagger.
With her dagger that's gonna hook.
Uh-huh. Because he asked her, well, what do you have? And that's when she pulled it out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering,
because it hooks, but then like we've seen her that she's really good with the staff now. Mm-hmm. That could be maybe a staff, because if she's gonna go into war and fight the White Walkers, she doesn't have the arm's length.
She won't win face to face.
No.
She knows that. She has to keep him at a distance, and she just has to be agile, which is what she's been doing. But
yeah, and her needle's not gonna
her
do
needle
anything.
is not Valyrian steel, as cool as it is. It's just not, and she needs either Valyrian steel or dragon glass.
Yeah,
and close up face-to-face combat with someone, if you stab it, who won't die, like, she just needs every advantage possible to her. So that spear, cat's paw dagger should be interesting to see.
It's gonna be interesting to see her. Well, hopefully she makes it to the battle. Who knows what's gonna happen in between?
I don't know.
You don't know. Game of Thrones, we don't know who's gonna die, how soon.
I learned that a long time ago. That's why I'm like not expecting anything for this season. Because ideally, obviously, you want the good guys to win.
But you know the good guys don't really always win.
No, they all die. Apparently, like as history has shown us. For all we know, Cersei might just actually be the winner and just rule all of King's Landing and marry the Night King, and they'll have awful zombie babies. Like that. Thrones can go that way. And I hate them for it.
She's just going to wait it out in her high castle and let this all blow over, just like Shaun of the Dead. With her wine.
Oh, no, I know. She should be drinking. I was thinking that all episode. I'm like, this bitch really has a glass of wine and she's supposed to be pregnant. Well, like, do they just not care?
Yeah. But I read, like, in reviews, like, actually the wine is more cleaner than their regular water system that they have in back then.
Oh, well, yeah, because everyone's shit in the street.
Yeah.
But still, you know she likes to turn up with her wine, and she's pregnant. So that baby, like, no wonder Joffrey had issues. Like, he was suffering from fetal alcohol syndrome. That's why he was so fucking angry all the time. The inbreeding plus fetal alcohol syndrome? Are you joking? That's a recipe for disaster.
Luckily, it was only just for the first kid. The other two made it, but...
I don't know. Tommen was kind of a little bitch, too. Like, Marcella was chill, R.A.P., but...
Yeah, but Tommen, he was very... He couldn't...
He was easily influenced and a little bitch.
Manipulative. Like, people manipulate him all easy. He was just like, he didn't know.
That's why you don't have, like, a 10-year-old be a lord or a king of anything.
That's all they had.
Yeah, I know that there's heirs to thrones and stuff, but it's like, oh my God, seriously?
But it's like, did Cersei forget about her other son and not like teach him some ways to grow some balls? Probably.
I don't know.
Because when he just got in there, he's like, oh my God.
She needed a balance because Joffrey was obviously the devil. She needed like a little soft-hearted. There was never really any inkling that he was going to be king of anything because no one thought that Joffrey would die, but thank God he did.
Right.
But still. He just wasn't raised to be king because no one thought anything bad would happen.
That's true.
And it did happen.
But it did happen. He fucked with the wrong people.
Because Game of Thrones.
And then riding the dragons, a.k.a. the Aladdin scene.
Girl, the Quidditch scene. That shit was straight out of Harry Potter Quidditch. I mean, it was cute, I guess.
I felt like Danny was like, come join me on my dragon and I will show you the world.
I mean, I felt bad because the dragons are cold and my ass hates the cold. And I'm like, I totally know how they feel being in the north because I would be pissed if I was that cold all the time too when I'm a fire-breathing dragon.
That's why they're not eating as much.
Yeah, but wouldn't you kind of suspect something when they let him just kind of be around them so easy? Like, Ser Jorah is her main dude and he's never... like been near the dragons. Little
Tyrion was though. He got to go get close.
Yeah, but he let them free. I don't think they probably would have gobbled him whole if he tried to ride one.
Probably, but you let him touch one, so
yeah. So wouldn't you think like there's something up with this dude where my dragons are like responsive to him, but people who have been with her all this time are just like...
Yeah. Well, didn't they say, I don't know if it was from the books, that you have to have
Targaryen blood
in order to ride a dragon.
So wouldn't that
But she
automatically
doesn't really
put a
know.
light bulb on your head already? Where
Unless,
Targaryens...
does she know very well
I
of
think
her
she
people?
knows her blood.
Or
I think she knows her lineage, that they were the only dragon riders. Like, you don't hear about a Lannister on a dragon.
maybe she forgot just because she's all like, their mother, so they do as I say anyways.
Yeah.
She probably has that, that thick-headedness and not put in like, wait a minute.
I mean,
Let me go
he
into
took
my
to
history.
it super quick.
Yeah.
And it's super cute because the dragon he was riding is the one that was named after his father. So I was like, I see what you did there.
Dang. And she didn't even know.
Nope.
That's her nephew.
Yep. And that's your daddy dragon.
All right.
Mm-hmm. It was a cute scene. It looked, like I said, it looked very Harry Potter Quidditch, but I guess it needed to happen to kind of like solidify that they're in this
Right.
relationship.
Even though they say like, what's his name? Tyrion. The three guys that were watching them talk.
Varys
and
Jorah.
Jorah.
No.
No, it wasn't
Davos.
Jorah.
Sir
Yeah.
Davos.
They were looking at them and they're like, oh, look at that. But it's not going to last forever.
Nothing lasts.
No.
Especially in Game of Thrones.
Right. Nothing ever lasts.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that was just like a little awe moment that we had. The only happiness we'll probably get.
Throughout the entire season. If they kill one more fucking dragon, I'm going to lose my shit. I cannot deal if any one of those dragons dies.
Look at the dire wolves. Like almost every episode's like,
what the shit happened to Ghost? Where's Ghost? He's still alive.
He's somewhere. He has to be in Winterfell, right?
No idea. The last time I seen him was like when Jon was still... Like, what happened to him after he died?
Or is he still at the Night's Watch? That was the last time he saw him.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Fucker left.
He's probably chilling with Nymeria. Like, yo, they're all crazy. I needed to dip.
I wonder if they're going to bring Ghost into battle.
I don't know. I don't know if any of the wolves are going to... I mean, obviously... They don't have any special powers towards White Walkers because
in the book
died.
They came in and helped in a battle, but they never did it for this series.
Not really. They would just kind of attack people who were trying to hurt whoever their owner was. But
I wish they did more where they showed them more connected with them, the kids, because they said they had whenever they dreamt that they were in like the wolves and stuff. But like,
well, in the book, the Starks are all wargs.
Yeah,
that's part of their blood lineage. Like Targaryens ride dragons, Starks are wargs. Mm-hmm. But in this show, only Bran is the warg,
the three-eyed raven for the millionth time.
I'm the three-eyed raven, and it's like you're not gonna put any explanation. Okay, I'm ranting again.
It's okay. I know you're like I'm just three-eyed raven.
And then you don't explain.
I know. It's
like you know how weird that sounds.
You're like, I have legs. But next one we have is Theon finally finds his balls and frees Yara, his sister.
Thank God. Thank fucking God.
Right? I loved how she like punched him in the face and then it was like,
good. He's lucky that that's all he got.
Yeah.
Like he literally like.
He jumped off the boat.
Straight yahooed off that boat while her uncle had like a knife. Like, I didn't think that he was gonna kill her, like, completely. But I was like, he's gotta be like torturing her or doing some weird stuff to her. Thank God he wasn't. And he had some form of like family sentimental type feelings towards her, but.
That part with them too, it was kind of weird. It's like, what are you gonna do?
I'm like,
you're not gonna just talk to her. So what? Are you gonna get a knife out?
We all know how rampant the rape and incest is in Westeros. Like, can we just please not? And I'm so glad that it didn't. And I'm glad she's safe, and that she's going back to the Iron Islands to run her shit the way she's supposed to. Mm-hmm. And Theon also grew another little ball because he's headed up to Winterfell to help them. I don't know how much help he'll be, but...
At least they're bringing some people.
Yeah. Maybe Yara will follow him and take some Ironborn to Winterfell to help out.
Yara, she couldn't go to Westeros if she can, like, to see Cersei. Not right now.
Oh, no. She's going back to
see
the Iron Islands.
No?
She said no. She said she was going to take the Iron Islands back from Euron's because Euron can't defend it, and then if they need somewhere to retreat a little further down, that's their spot. That's their spot.
That's true.
Because obviously she still has a little lesbian love for her.
For Dragon Queen. I was like, dude, do it. Hook it up. It's like there was nothing here. Yeah, vibes, some eyeing going around across the table. It's like, just make out already.
I mean, Yara's cool. She got down with the sounds, Ilaria sound too. Right? She's just for all people. I love her. She's very pan.
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't die, but I feel like her uncle's gonna kill her.
I just want Euron to die, like, very painfully.
Euron, and he's just a creep.
He's fucking gross, dude.
Right? And then, like, when Cersei's all like, oh, if you want a whore, you can go buy one, but if you want a queen, you have to earn her. But then she totally, like,
and then she fucked him, like, 5 minutes later.
Yeah, it's like, what was the point of that quote? And it's like, oh, yes. She's total badass, and then, like, threw that out the window.
Yeah, every girl put that in her bio and still fuck the guy, like, 2 seconds after the what you doing text. Just get out.
It's like, the fuck? I'm like, that was such a good line, and it's like, you just threw it out.
And he's, like, totally cool with the fact that she fucks her brother. He's just like,
well, there's nothing for...
How do I compare?
It's not like there's another queen that he's able to get close to, because, you know, Dany will just, like, fry him up.
Oh, Dany would fry that ass up. No, you're right. But still.
That's his only choice he has.
Yeah. But still. Like, to be so nonchalant about it and just be like...
Well, he needs to put that seed in her.
Like, well, I mean...
Even though she's already pregnant, but he doesn't...
He doesn't know that. So she might even try and fake it off as Euron's baby.
Yeah, to make it keep going.
Yeah, especially since Jaime fucking abandoned her. She needs a baby daddy. So she might even just, like... Right. You can tell when he said that to her that the wheels started spinning in her head. So yeah, I think she might pull something like that.
I think she needed to show people, like, yeah, I fucked him. Euron, because if she was just pregnant, it's like, oh, you fucked your brother, and then, you know, that's not really good. Yeah, but I mean, it's not really good to show, like, in the kingdom, like,
oh, she was about to not give a fuck all last season. She was like letting the servants in. She's like, we need fresh sheets, like being a nasty bitch about the whole thing.
Right,
like she did not care. She was ready to go public with Jaime until he abandoned her and left for Tyrion.
Crazy. I was like, dude, is he gonna send, like, the mountain to not leave? Ooh. Or put him in a fucking dungeon?
Girl, the mountain.
Waiting for the mountain and the hound. That's gonna be sad.
Yeah. I don't see a place where anything beats the mountain, to be quite honest.
Who knows what's gonna happen.
Unless, like, some weird White Walker magic compels him to fight for his zombie side, and then they all... I don't know.
Unless the hound can't be killed yet. Because he did... He's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So much shit is going down. And then Samwell and Dannery.
How bad did you feel for him?
Killed your dad.
Killed your dad
and your brother.
And it's funny because in the recap, they showed that part specifically. And I'm like, they always foreshadow some shit. I'm like, so some shit's going to happen.
Right.
And sure enough, she told him. And, like, she, like, did not care. But... who knows? Maybe she'll try and, like, make it up to him. Be like, you can, all the castles, the lands, all of it's yours.
You go back to your home if you want.
You're a maester. Sam's king. Give Gilead, give whatever. Like, just try and make it up to him. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, she did, like, pardon him for stealing the, you know, those wisdom books. So
that's not even that big a deal. Like,
yeah.
He needed the books.
But then, like, what are they going to do to him over there? Pick up more shit?
I mean, technically, I think he only asked for the pardon because those books tell the lineage of Jon Snow, and he knows that that's going to fuck things up for her.
That's true. And if something happens, like, she's going to think it's treason, but it's like, but no, you already pardoned me, so...
Like, it's in these books. The maester wrote it. Your uncle... did some things and had this baby, and John's your nephew.
Right? And then they finally meet up. They had their own little reunion, but it was so awkward. I felt everything was just thrown in for just information right there. It wasn't like... Hey.
BT Dub. I mean, I think the whole thing about that scene was like I said, I binge watched all the seasons before before this premiere, and like I remember when Ned was saying, "Oh, when I see you again, I'll tell you about your mother." And sure enough, he's in the crypt for the first time visiting
and he
Ned.
sees him again.
So it's kind of like
but
Ned's going through to Sam to tell him who his mom really is, and
even though Bran forced him.
Because if Bran was like, we don't have time, he could have totally spilled that info
it's like,
there.
Yo, dude, that's
like,
your
yeah. Like, Bran totally could have spilled all this stuff within the first 4 seconds of that whole conversation, and he didn't. He made Sam go and tell him while Jon was in the crypt with Ned. So it's kind of, I don't know, this weird whole, everything comes full circle, I guess.
Maybe he wasn't able to go down the crypt because there's no wheelchair ramp down
wheelchair ramp, you're a bitch. He's like, I can't go down there, Sam. I can't walk. There are stairs.
And I can't get out if I go down them.
Oh my God.
So Sam, you got legs. Use them.
I don't know. It's all interesting. I think John's going to pull rank with Sam and be like, you're going to repeat this to no one. No one's going to know. I'm just going to marry Dany and let her be queen. And I'll just be like the king in the background. And that'll be it.
But then when he goes and sees Sansa's like, did you bend the knee to be as a king, or did you do it for love?
I mean, I don't know.
It's like
pussy too bomb. He had to bend the knee.
I was like, fuck Sansa, stop being such a cockblock.
Well, not even that, but like how badly did the king and King's Landing affect you before they actually like came to the north? The Northerners were always their own thing. Yeah, go ahead, have your little king of the north. That's fine. It's not going to bother anyone in the south because no one even thought of you.
Right? And no one ever even goes to the north.
No one goes to the north willingly. Like, they really don't. It only happened because Robert Baratheon wanted Ned Stark as Hand of the King, and that's how this whole thing started and all this mess. But before that, like, no one gave a fuck about the North. You all could have done your own little thing, and no one would have cared or been any the wiser. So
Sansa would have gone down south because she's like, oh my God, my Joffrey, I'm gonna be queen. She's a little pain in the ass.
God, season 1 was painful to watch again. I was like, oh, right. Baby, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't even know what's about to happen to you. Like, the way you betrayed your own blood. I can't. She'll never do that again. Right?
But I like how, like, no one really, unless Arya brought it up to her, but it's like, no one ever says, like, get off my back. Look what you did. Where's our father now because of you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you wanted to marry the psychopath that cut off his head. Like, do you remember that?
Right? It's like, just throw down so much list. She's like, what? And you're telling me that I can't?
I mean, thank God she's not that same person anymore. Now she's like Lady Winterfell, but she's still giving Jon a hard time about stuff that really doesn't matter. I think a lot of things will come into perspective once they actually see.
And it's like, bitch, what do you think I was telling you this whole time?
Yeah, like, oh my God, there's a fucking zombie giant. Oh shit, there's a blue fire breathing dragon that won't die with regular spears. We need
all these men.
Dragon glass. All these people. Who cares about titles?
It's just like,
who knows what's even gonna happen?
It's like when you see to me, like, if I was in Winterfell and I see all these, like, soldiers coming and then, like, all these things I'm hearing about, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, should I even stay here? Maybe I should just run south or something. Get out of there, away from the wall. Because they're, like, pretty close. They, towards the end, we get to see, Tormund and what's that other guy's name? I forgot. But they hit up
Greasy
that
Night
castle
Watch man
with that little kid.
Yeah, Lord Umber. Well, Lord Umber. He went back to his castle to get everybody back to Winterfell, and I guess when they went back, they just raided the shit out of them.
Right, and they were up further from Winterfell. Poor kid didn't have a chance, and they went all. It was creepy.
Oh my God.
But I didn't get why they had to put the arms on.
They made a little piñata out of his ass. Well, no, that whole...
Is that their symbol?
It is their symbol. The Night King has been... If you go back to the seasons where, like, all the little paintings and shit with the children of the forest, the Night King has been drawing that forever. So that was just kind of like their message, like, I'm here.
I'm here, bitch.
You would think that he would have like a way harder symbol because the spiral is kind of pretty, but
Right? It was all done all perfectly.
I'm like, that's kind of pretty, except for the
and then it
fact
came
that
on fire, and it's like, ooh, that's really pretty. Except for that creepy scream.
Oh God, that little kid. That oof.
It was funny because earlier, before I watched that episode, I was watching The Thing when Tormund was in it, the remake of The Thing. It was like a prequel. And when they were like spraying the monsters with fire, like they made that weird scream too. So when I saw that, I'm like, huh. Because he was in the movie. I'm like, oh my God, he's reliving it again.
Yeah. That was kind of a sad scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always sad when a little kid dies, but
many kids died in this.
Lots of kids.
Lots of kids died. Don't care how old you are.
The little Bolton baby got chewed by dogs. Like,
right? Even like, when was it? Was it Joffrey that ordered for all the bastard babies to be killed too?
I think that was Cersei.
Cersei?
I don't know. It might have been both. They were both really fucked up.
And they got all the babies and they killed them right there.
Yeah.
Because, Baratheon was a little slut.
A little whore.
Yeah.
Big whore.
But yeah, Gentry survived.
That he did. And he's fine as hell now.
Yeah. And then the surprising ending was Bran and Jaime.
Like I said, everything comes full circle. At the end of the last season, I forget which episode, but when Jaime pushed Bran out of the window, now it's kind of like the roles are reversed. Yeah. Bran's kind of pushing Jaime out this fucking window because he's about to mess up his shit.
Kind of, but he's not Bran anymore.
He's not Bran anymore.
So he's going to like let that one go and be like, hey, whatever, it's cool, bro. But
I think they're going to try and crucify him, and Bran's either going to drop some knowledge and be like, we can't do that. Like
that, and Tyrion's going to drop some knowledge because he is the backbone of the Lannister army. So he knows, and he could say like, oh, this is what Cersei's going to do. This is what the army's going to do, because who else is leading it? And they don't know any other way.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of tact, I feel, when it comes to like raiding a place.
Yeah. But he knows like a lot more what they should expect. And then he's going to, of course, tell them, like, hey, confirm what Sansa's saying. Is like, you're really going to believe your sister is going to come? He's going to be like, yeah, Cersei ain't coming.
Yeah, she ain't coming. I know you announced it, but yeah. So I'm here to help you guys fight. Hopefully, y'all can forgive me.
Do you think he's going to be the one that will kill the Night Queen? Because they said, like, was it a prince or something?
The prince that was promised?
Yeah. I mean, he could be the one that was promised as well, because he wasn't.
Yeah, but there's nothing really...
But he didn't want to be king either, so that's why he went and done...
He wasn't born of fire and ice, though. That's the whole thing. I don't think Daenerys is barren. Mm-hmm. I think whatever prince was promised is going to be her...
Kid?
Her child. And we'll see.
But then it could all turn and, like, maybe that won't happen.
Yeah. I read something interesting where they were talking about how, like, the Night King didn't start with his bullshit until he stopped getting Crasta's babies. Mm-hmm. So as long as you kept feeding him babies, he was chill. And then once the babies stopped coming, that's when he started like.
So it just
he was back on his bullshit.
Yeah, like, okay, we good.
They'll probably give him Danny's little baby. She'd be like, oh, this is like my cousin nephew son. Like, here,
yeah, what it would be?
Take this fucking baby.
Nephew.
I don't know. When you fuck your nephew and they have a kid. It's obviously your son.
Second nephew?
Second.
Like second cousin, second nephew?
Twice removed. I don't know.
I don't know.
That. Someone was promised, and I need to figure out who it was.
It's just gonna...
Hopefully they just keep giving... Maybe they'll give Cersei's baby to the Night King. Just be like, take these fucking babies and go back to the other side of the wall.
But will we even have time? Because we only have so few episodes. I don't think she's gonna be able to even have a child by then.
I mean,
and let's just throw her to the Night King.
We all know that like Game of Thrones happens. 1 hour is like over the course of 7 months. So we could see that with Varys's crazy time travel. But
yeah,
who knows? It might. I mean, if they're walking to King's Landing, it's gonna take a while. So. We'll see. Maybe she'll be like fully gestated by then.
What about their uncle? Was it Benji?
Benjen died.
Are you sure? He was already like dead.
I think they killed the human part of him, so maybe he's like a full-blown White Walker now.
And maybe he's the one that kills somebody in the family, maybe.
Who
He
knows?
could kill John, because John, you know how he is, like, Uncle?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that you?
Well, I mean, the Night King is a Stark.
Yeah. But, like, they're saying, like, the theory is they think that Bran could be the Night King. Like, apparently there's, like, some resemblance. Like, they have the same nose or something. And he's just stuck in a parallel.
I can see that, I guess, if you hollow out Bran a little more.
Because he is getting super weird as each episode comes
He
by.
has, like, that weird longing stare that the Night King has every time he looks at Jon, too. So, maybe.
Like, he does, like, the weird, like, kind of, like, squint.
I mean,
Like, if he's stoned or something, it's like...
If he really wanted to, the Night King could have killed Jon so long ago, and he just didn't. And maybe it's because they're related, or, like, he didn't want to kill fam.
He could have killed also Samwell, but he didn't kill him.
You're right.
Maybe he was like, he's too weak.
Maybe all
too easy.
Maybe that long-haired White Walker is really just like Sansa, and all the Night Kings are like Starks.
They
and
just
this
want
crazy
to
time
kill
hop.
off the fucking, like, let's just kill all the stupid people and leave the Starks to rule.
Leave this. Well, obviously, the Night King blood is Stark blood, so they're not trying to kill their own fam. They just want to kill everybody else.
You never know. I mean, they still have the army that's willing to kill anybody. But he would have put them in, like, a snap, like, hey, leave them alone. But they did attack Jon already.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but they didn't kill him. Think about it. They, like, total dog pile, and they still couldn't kill him.
Yeah.
That wasn't off of skill. That was off of someone's orders.
But
they're all listening to Daddy.
Right? So what do you think that's going to happen in the next episode? Who's coming to Winterfell? Do you think it's the White Walkers? I feel like it's going to be a little too soon for them to reach.
Oh, fuck no.
Winterfell.
I think it's the White Walkers. They're only like a block and a half away where the Umbers are.
But I feel like, you know how, like, some, like, you know, like, from series, they're like, oh, that's going to be them, but then it happens to be nobody, and it's just, like, some rando.
They'll probably make, like, this huge, like, hullabaloo, and then it's just going to be lonely-ass Theon at the gate, like,
Theon,
hey, guys, I'm here to help.
Fuck you.
Oh, my God. No, I think he would be welcomed, because he helped Sansa escape.
Sansa.
Yeah. He was nowhere to be seen for the Battle of the Bastards, though.
He was already gone. He was nowhere to be found. He was already home.
Shit, maybe Yara will kind of feel bad and follow him and take whatever army she has and go up to Winterfell to try and fight. Who knows?
Who knows what's gonna happen?
I don't think Cersei is gonna send her armies up.
No, there's
Ever.
no way.
No.
She's gonna wait, and then they're gonna be pissed if they. Well, you know they're gonna meet again, so they're gonna be all pissed, and then like I'm gonna go kill you, unless for some reason she decides to go up north, which I don't know what would be the.
I don't know what would compel her to go north. I think she's gonna wait and bide her time. I think she's just gonna hope that everyone up north dies, and that whatever army she has with the Golden Company will help her fight whatever threat comes.
Or once they either win the battle with the White Walkers, they take like an army of them and let them loose at Cersei.
Imagine they go into negotiations with the Night King and they're like, listen, we'll be cool with you. We'll give you all the babies.
We'll give you Cersei's baby.
You just gotta murk this bitch because she's been such a thorn in our side for so long.
Right?
They're like, you know, the Red Wedding, they killed half of your like family. They killed a whole ton of Starks. Kill her.
Right? Kill her now.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I mean, but if they kill the Night King, they're all dead.
The White Walkers.
The White Walkers.
Yeah, so maybe that's what happens. Because I don't see a reality where some just run off and are chill, and then the rest of the humans, whoever survives, are also chill.
Or they keep the Night King alive. Maybe they help make him, I don't know.
Human?
No, not human, but like command the other whatever's left of the White Walkers.
Or they give them a job. Like, they're the well, I don't know. I was going to say they're new commanders of the Night's Watch, but the Night's Watch is to protect against them. Yeah. So it's like,
they didn't even, they didn't even believe that they were real, so.
I don't know. For real.
Like, John's like, I see them. Sounds like, I see them. Lies.
Like I said, they were fine as long as Crasta kept giving them babies. No one had even seen a White Walker for years. And now that the Crasta and the babies are all gone and the little rape ranch is burned down, there's no more babies. So he's like, I'm going to go get my babies.
Get them one way or
I'm going to burn this wall down and get my babies. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. There all these predictions and theories. Well, then
maybe it is like they say, like, that they need what was it? Fire and ice to kill him?
Yeah, someone? So a Stark and Targaryen, it could be like baby.
Their baby?
Well, yeah, and then that's the whole thing. Like,
fetus?
The fetus, the prince that was promised. Yeah. Like, who was it promised to? What was he promised to do? Who made this fucking prophecy? Who promised who to what?
Or maybe Tyrion was the prince that was promised.
Oh my God, no.
Here you go. He's the size of a baby.
Here, take this little baby. That's terrible.
But yeah, that's all we have for right now. Can't wait for episode 2.
Or 3 or 4 or 5.
5, pretty much all of them.
All of them. I'm so used to Netflix. I just want to watch them all together. But
right? When are they going to have them on Netflix? No, probably Hulu is going to have them because they're the ones that have the HBO stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. I just wish I could binge them all now, and I can. I'm being forced to wait again, like the olden days.
Yeah, but then it's like if you just have them recording, you're like, I'm going to wait until it's finished and go back to them, which we can because every corner is like...
a spoiler.
Yeah.
You cannot. You just have to kind of take it as it comes.
Right? I was mad at my mom when she left me on Sunday. I'm like, you're supposed to watch Game of Thrones with me. She's like, yeah, but I gotta go to Grandma's. I'm like, I'll go be watching it by myself with Game of Thrones beer as I get drunk watching it. It's the best.
I need whatever wine Cersei's on.
Shoot. Right? Just look it up. What is the wine that Cersei said? I like grape juice.
Bitch.
Right. But anyways, thank yous for listening, and thanks Mariah for coming by and talking about season 8 episode 1 of Game of Thrones Winterfell.
Anytime.
Bye.
Anytime.